So here's Jeremy Workman again. Was there ever any point where you thought about not having yourself in it? Was there a way of doing that? I mean, Al talks about you so much, right?
Yeah,
So
I think that was always the challenge when I was working on it, was that it was, Astor and I had become so sort of integrated and sort of part of this story that the DNA of this story sort of became us. It was like we had sort of merged with this. And so somewhere along the line I realized, okay, there's no way to tell this story without sort of putting myself in. So it was not something that I was really at first comfortable with. But yeah, the other thing was so much of the footage with Al was him turning to me and talking. And that was something that was important that I wanted to really convey, that he was so proud of somebody filming him that was sort of became part of the story.
would Al like this film?
Yeah, Al would probably, spontaneously combust if he saw this and saw what was going on. So I think for him to even, the idea that there would actually be a movie and people watching it would probably just blow him away.
Yeah. And one more question for me is getting the work out there. I mean, are there plans? What can get out there in terms of what's left of his work?
A lot of people ask about that, about like, well, what's going on with the art? And sure enough, I have a lot. So I do really, Astor and I really do have a lot. I've digitally scanned it. I've now been in touch with the Library of Congress about saving it. Certainly, there's a lot of stuff going on with it getting online, Wikipedia, all that kind of stuff. But it's still sort of floating around. There's a few people that have some of the art. His nephew does have some. The museum did keep a little bit, but not all of the exhibit. Right. But really, it's sort of a lot of it is with us. Okay. One of the neat things about this movie that I really like is, or at least the story, is that the story of kind of like the power of one in a way, where it's like, you constantly, today it's all about, community and how many Facebook friends you have and all that kind of stuff. But in some ways, this is a story where it's like a whole bunch of stuff kind of changed in the world because of one person. Right. And that one person, originally it started with Aaron. Aaron was the first person to ever meet Al, really, the first public person to really go in and look at him. And then from Aaron, he sort of bestowed it onto me, and then it became Astor and I. Yep.
So questions? Don't be shy.
Yes.
Yes, please. And the question is,
if he was a woman, would we view him differently if he was a woman working with Barbie dolls? Yeah, I think so.
No, I don't know, maybe because I dealt with older people and I just like older people and all the quirky things, not with caves.
We'll talk about the caves.
But even when I met him for the first time, I never had the thing that he would look at me and he, like, just even his comment, oh, you look like a Barbie or something. I just thought that, like older people sometimes have little tics, and I know he has been an artist his whole life. But he just never came across as weird. I don't know. I really wanted to make a point when you were making the movie. Yeah, that was very important to me. That I didn't want people to look at him like, oh, this weirdo with the with the Barbie dolls and in any kind of like weird sexual way. I think you were very successful in doing that. And I'm glad you followed my lead.
Do you ever, both of you, ever just sort of absentmindedly expect a package from him to arrive and sort of wistfully, think about that?
We received so much, and there was, we were talking about it earlier. I think we were talking about it today, was where we were literally, but stuff was coming in the mail just constantly, and every couple days, and it was boxes. So, and this sort of goes back to my point that I made a couple of minutes ago, where like we were the only ones for this person, so we were his entire universe was sort of just us up here. So anything that he had or did, he wanted to share with us. Right. The cave was only something that Aaron held on for years and years and years, never told anyone, and then after Al had died, Aaron finally admitted about the cave. I was skeptical of Aaron, as we all should be, and I confirmed it with the people that you know how it says how there was a car dealership next to him. When they demolished the house, all the people at the car dealership talked about the caves.
And there's that photo. You have a photo of him with the
there's
cave
a
as well,
photo
right?
with the pickaxe.
Yeah.
It's a good question. You know, I mean, Al pretty much trusted us in all kinds of ways. Good question. I never knew about it. So it never came up. You know, I went all over his attic. I went to every room. I went through every closet. I just didn't know about the caves.
He actually constantly drew his wife, and he mentions it. I think it's a part in the movie, but he talked about it. She really didn't appreciate it, so she kind of like brushed him aside, and he would take photos of the two of them, and then he would turn that into portraits.
And we do have a couple.
And we have a couple of those, so we did see a lot of her, but she was really not appreciative of it.
I have dreams about Al all the time. I'll be having a dream about Al tonight. He'll come and visit me in my dream. Thank you.